Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of my well-being podcast. And today's topic is going to be about prioritizing purpose over urgency. And I want to start by saying that most of us have such a busy everyday life, and we get a lot of stress at work, and we bring that stress at home. And when you have extended stress, a lot of stress over time building up, it becomes anxiety. And that really hurts our physical and mental state. And if you work long hours and you also have a family at home, you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. And this sense of urgency that we get at work, that we have a lot of things to do and we have no time and we are constantly under pressure, is really creating and it's taking a toll on us. Because when we get in this fight or flight mode, when we exercise our sympathetic nervous system all the time, then we get into a lot of trouble because we get exhaustion. Our brain is drained. We can't think straight. We are always at the edge, and we are over flooded with emotions that we can't handle. Our hormonic system is in imbalance. Okay, so that can lead to a burnout over time as well. We get so much exhausted that we cannot cope with the things that are coming out on our way. And what I want to give a new perspective for you in this episode. And it's about how we can turn the tables, how we need to recognize that this continuous state of urgency, of stress, can be handled, how we can manage this in a much better way so that we don't go in a burnout state, so we can become happier people, more fulfilled, and more happy with what we do and who we are on a daily basis. So how do we do that? How do we go out of that state of urgency? And how do we really prioritize what we need to do to fulfill our purpose? So first things first, we need to identify what is the urgency about. So when we have tasks coming on our way and we need to meet deadlines and we need to handle people with their problems, how do we do that? Well, the first thing I would like to recommend is that when you find yourself in this overwhelming situation, I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to write down on one side, what's your purpose? What's your goal, okay, for the year, for the next 6 months, for the next 1 month, for the week, okay? So if you have a long-term goal, if you have a purpose you want to achieve down the line, then whatever is coming your way as a task, as in your to-do list, you need to separate what's helping you fulfill that purpose and what's not. So in other ways, what's just a simple task that needs to be done and what's on the list of fulfilling your purpose. Because if a task is going to help you fulfill your purpose, your long-term goals, it's going to help you achieve things that you wish for and you work for, then those things should be a priority, okay? And on that list, you should separate what's the one thing that you need to handle at that moment that has the most impact. So that will actually be your top priority. And all the rest follow, okay? And what keeps us from going into that place and actually doing the meaningful things is that we want to please others. We want to be seen as someone that is helping others, is not a no-sayer, and we fall in the trap of trying to multitask, do a lot of things just to get them out of the way. But so many of these things are meaningless. They don't actually contribute anything to our happiness, to our fulfillment, to our purpose. So we need to start respecting ourselves and our time. We need to value the time and the energy we put into things and into other people. So start questioning your decision-making process. Start questioning how much value you place to others and to yourself. Because if you are not placing the proper value to your time, to your self-respect, and to your happiness, it means that you're going to be continuing to be overwhelmed with tasks that have little value or zero value, just to get a thank you or an applaud from your boss, from your coworker, and so on and so on. And I want you to also think of what this process is doing to your personal life, what this thing is doing to your beloved ones. Because when you get home and you have so much stress and you don't have the energy to be the best version of yourself for your husband, your wife, your kids, your partner, then you start arguing because your conscious self is not really working. You're in autopilot, you're overwhelmed with emotions, as we said earlier. So if you continue down the road, it means more fighting, more stress, less energy, and it's going to become increasingly difficult to actually fulfill your purpose and achieve any goal you set. So we need to reverse the table. So by focusing on what's important, by placing priorities based on, is this going to help me achieve my goal or my purpose or not, then you start feel lighter. You start feeling that what I am doing is helping me achieve something that matters to me, that it's making me happy, that it's making me fulfilled, that it's making me a better person. So imagine if you place 80 or 90% of the time you have within the day doing things towards that direction. Wouldn't life be better? Wouldn't you feel lighter, happier, more fulfilled every day that you've done meaningful things? So that's the whole benefit of working with purpose, on concentrating your energy on things that will actually give you even more energy, things that will not drain you out physically, mentally, and emotionally, but things that will give you even more energy because you are going to have even more positive emotions. You are going to boost your hormonal system with those hormones that make you feel happy, motivated, excited, loved, passionate. Okay, so if you want to have better results, if you want to have more energy, if you want to have more meaningful relationship, then I suggest you do this exercise tonight or after you listen to this podcast and write down on one piece of paper, what's my goal? What's my purpose? What do I want to achieve in a week's time, in a month's time, in 6 months, in a year or so, whatever it is. And then on a daily basis, write down the tasks that will help you achieve that goal, achieve that dream. And on the other hand, all of the tasks that need to be done at some point, but are not contributing towards that purpose. And then allocate your time respectively and respectfully to yourself first, and allocate the majority of that time you have within a day on those things that are the most important, and leave the other tasks and the other people that come in your way and you try to please them on that 10 or 20% of your time maximum. Okay, this change will shift your life. It's going to change your energy levels. It's going to change your mood. And it's going to help you when you go home to feel better, to feel more energized, and to feel that you can continue on this path to give it positive energy and the best version of yourself to the people you love most. Thank you very much. See you on the next episode.